What up, guys? It's Fake Sorg here. We are here to talk about the Raw wrap-up. Raw just ended about 5 minutes ago. I am Fake Sorg. You know who I am. We are here from not Pittsburgh, New York. And, yeah. All right, guys. Sorg is in Pittsburgh right now. He is home. But I'm pretty sure the entire city of Pittsburgh imploded when Phil Kessel scored a goal in the hockey game tonight. So he's unable to join me. However, we will be all of us back together tomorrow night on the Wrestling Mayhem show proper. But until then, let's talk some Raw. Raw certainly was an interesting show tonight. We set up a lot of stuff for Extreme Rules. A whole lot of stuff for Extreme Rules. Let's see. We got Bayley versus Alexa Bliss in a phallic object on a pole match. Seriously, can we find a kendo stick that's taller than Alexa Bliss? Because that would be awesome. I would love to see that. Alexa Bliss and Bayley, probably one of my favorite segments tonight. Alexa Bliss, they're in Jersey. Yeah, so Jersey was being Jersey. Alexa Bliss was doing well on the mic again. And, Bayley came out. Alexa said she wasn't able to go extreme, which I'm sure that prompted a lot of people to think awkward things about both of them. But then Alexa Bliss started beating Bayley down with a kendo stick. And instead of making this, an Extreme Rules match at Extreme Rules, it's a regular match until someone grabs a kendo stick. Okay, but Fake Sorg, what do you think about that? Oh, come on, Mad Mike. You can't tell me you didn't like that part. We have the first, it's been a long time since we've had a no DQ match like that for the women, for the women's championship. But it's a kendo stick. The Alexa Bliss going after Bayley with a kendo stick was awesome. Sorg, it was okay. It was fine. I would have liked to see them actually get a better stipulation than this, though. Like when you say you're ready to go extreme, that doesn't mean I want to have a weapon on a pole match. It means I want to use all the weapons. It means I want to use all the weapons. That's really what that should mean. But Sorg, I know you had to have liked the opening segment. I know you had to have. Of course I did, Mad Mike. A fatal 5-way match. All these guys. This is what you wanted. You wanted people going after Brock Lesnar in the Universal Championship. That's exactly what you wanted, Mad Mike. I don't see how you can complain about this at all. We had Samoa Joe talking about being a badass. We had Seth Rollins saying that he's conquered the beast before. We have Finn Balor. Finn Balor's in the title picture. So was Samoa Joe. And Bray Wyatt's in there. Roman Reigns, no one really likes Roman Reigns in the title picture. Everyone's a little scared of him, to be honest. That's fine. But all 4 of those other guys, that's great. I don't know how you can be angry with that kind of a match. Sorg, I'm not angry about that match. The Fatal 5-Way, I'm sure it'll be a really good match. It's very interesting. It's the winner that concerns me most of all. And also, it kind of makes Extreme Rules seem like a very, very top-heavy show. Because right now, you have 5 guys in one match. And Raw is kind of thin on the undercard. That R-Truth versus Goldust match that we're probably going to get might not even be on the pre-show, which it probably should be. But, unless the person who wins this is actually going to beat Brock, and that person is not Roman Reigns, I honestly don't care. Because if Bray Wyatt wins, he goes up against Brock and gets killed. If Finn Balor wins, he goes up against Brock and gets killed. If Samoa Joe wins, he goes up against Brock and gets killed. If Seth Rollins wins, Seth could actually beat Brock, I think. I don't think that'll happen because of said Samoa Joe. But this doesn't help them write themselves out of the corner. Braun Strowman getting injured is the worst because Braun was the only viable option that they had to beat Brock. He was the only star that they made. I don't know. And it was further showcased by the fact that they didn't let Finn beat Reigns tonight. And the Seth versus Bray Wyatt match ended in a DQ. I mean, what the fuck is the point of long matches like that when they end so shittily? Same thing with Miz and Dean Ambrose. Like, I don't know how you can do that match that goes over like 2 commercial breaks and have it end in a DQ. And then at your Extreme Rules pay-per-view, Miz and Dean Ambrose are having a rematch where if you get disqualified, you lose the belt. At Extreme Rules. Okay, man, Mike, I kind of had to agree with you on that point. The stipulation for Miz and Dean Ambrose at Extreme Rules doesn't make any sense at all. But the matches were good. The matches were a lot of fun. I mean, I watch Raw for the matches. I don't watch Raw for the storytelling or the storylines. Like, we had a lot of good in-ring action today. You had to have liked what they did with the cruiserweights. I mean, come on, we're continuing the story with TJP and Neville and all that stuff. Sorg, I'm tired of cruiserweights doing more rest holds than Finn Balor and Seth Rollins. If we're trying to use these matches on Raw to get people to watch 205 Live, it is failing. Now, when they were showing stuff like Mustafa Ali and Neville, okay, that's fine. But you know what? I saw someone tweet this. I forget who it was. If Drew Gulak wants to see grounded cruiserweight wrestling, he should watch Raw. He'd love it. Raw is definitely a no-fly zone as far as cruiserweights go. But Sorg, what? I mean, my personal favorite thing of the night, because it was the only real actual thing that happened, in my opinion, was Goldust turning heel on R-Truth, beating him down. I thought that was really cool. I really enjoyed that. Sorg, what you think about that? Oh, Mad Mike, I loves me some Goldust. I was a big fan of that. It was a little telegraphed, but as long as R-Truth doesn't see it coming, that's kind of the point, right? It was really good. Not exactly, barbershop window type of breaking up of a tag team, but yeah, it was pretty good. I hope they get a fun gimmick match at Extreme Rules. Yeah, I tweeted out earlier, Sorg, that the Golden Truth didn't even get a carnival of camaraderie, let alone a festival of friendship. But it was still fun. Kind of sucks that, this means the club didn't come out or anything. Like, if we came back from the commercial and the club was just saying a magic killer on R-Truth just for the hell of it, that would have been hilarious. Sorg, what do you think about the stuff with the Hardys and Sheamus and Cesaro tonight? Because I honestly didn't care for it. It just seems like they're killing time. And how have we not announced a stipulation for that match yet? Like, this is Extreme Rules. Everything should have some kind of stipulation to it, right? Mad Mike, you have to give it time. You have to be a little patient. There's still a lot of time before Extreme Rules. We're probably going to get a stipulation for that. It's probably going to be a ladder match. We're going to get something. You need to just hang on a little bit. You just need to appreciate, we have the Hardys back. They're wrestling. They're having fun. And, Sheamus is looking good too. Sheamus and Cesaro are finally on the same page. You can't really be bothered by that. But, yeah, I mean, it's fine. One thing I did want to talk about. Why was there only one cruiserweight segment this week? I thought that was a little off. Like, we usually get 2. Yeah, Sorg, I thought the same thing. I thought we could have taken some time out of, especially the Miz and Ambrose match, because that match was so long and to not really do anything with it. We could have had another segment like with Mustafa Ali, or maybe further the Rich Swann stuff, or hell, have Rich Swann come out and back up Sasha Banks in her match with Alicia Fox. That would have been fun. And I can't believe Sasha Banks is losing to Alicia Fox. I didn't see that coming. Didn't see that coming at all. I don't really know what we're doing with the women's division, because they just seem lost. They seem completely lost right now. Like, Alexa is great, but there's nothing else going on besides that. And it just speaks to the overall problem of Raw. Like, they can't multitask. They can't multitask at all. Like Braun's, and plus they've had to adapt for stuff like this. But Braun's injury, it looks like Braun's injury completely tanked the main event division of Raw. Like we could have had 3 or 4 separate matches, and now it's all just lumped into one big shit. Which, I mean, the match will be fine. I'm not saying anything about the match, but it's not creative. It's not creative at all. And coming back to Samoa Joe, I told you before, Sorg, when Samoa Joe came to Raw, he was going to be fucked. And he should have gone to SmackDown. Because, yes, Samoa Joe's promo at the start of the show was great. But again, I ask you, show, don't tell. Samoa Joe has not proven a single thing to the Raw audiences that he is a badass. He hasn't. He's winless at pay-per-view. He barely wins on Raw. And even when tonight he attacked Seth Rollins and took him out, Bray Wyatt took him out from behind. I mean, it's, they don't know what to do with Samoa Joe. They don't know what to do with him. And it's kind of sad. But Sorg, how much of Raw did you think was watchable tonight? Because I think we pretty much hit all the major points. Oh, Mad Mike. Well, you know me. I give it the benefit of the doubt. I enjoyed a lot of the longer matches. I'll say a solid 220. Solid 220 this week from me for Raw. How about you, Mike? How much of Raw was watchable for you? Well, Sorg, I was watching intermittently with the Pens game. So, I mean, I was still paying attention to Raw and all that stuff. I'd say Raw, I'll give it an hour 40. I don't like the 2 matches that we had, the 2 longer matches that we had that ended in DQs. That's why I'm taking a lot of stuff off. The rest of Raw was okay. It was fine. I mean, not a lot happened on Raw, which, I generally don't like those kinds of Raws. I generally don't. We didn't even talk about Apollo Crews and Enzo and Cass, but no one really gives a shit about that. Apollo Crews looked like he kind of turned heel by kicking Enzo. Whoop-de-doo. Yeah. All right, so Sorg, where can the good people find you on the internet? You can just go to sorgatronmedia.com for all of your Sorgatron needs. How about you, Mad Mike? You can find me at MadMike4883 on the Twitter machine. You can go to our Facebook group. We will be there with another episode of the Wrestling Mayhem Show tomorrow night, right after SmackDown ends, basically. And we will be talking about everything that is everything in the world of professional wrestling. Also, feel free to check out the Midweek War. Coming up this week, we're going to be talking all sorts of fun stuff. In the build-up to TakeOver Chicago, we're going to do our predictions live on there. And, yeah, so, for Fake Sorg, I'm Mad Mike. Keep it